Okay, so we got into chart 481 here. Of course, I'd like to dig into chart 481. The major and the minor top caged P5 chords, top down, okay? All top down caged means, again up here, we can use this because the fretboard is like the dictionary. It's the perfect place to discuss anything that we're talking about, but it's not going to give you the clarity of right here a normal P5 tuned 5 string major chord, and here we're just going to take that chord and make it minor. How does that work on guitar? Let's say we're doing an E major here, and then you're just going to make that E minor by lifting the finger. Okay, instead of, and as opposed to, and not be too confused, or not to be confused with the E shape, and then moving forward in the caged word, what comes after E is D. It would be the D minor shaped relative sixth. And remember that third of that D minor, okay, is E. E, because E is the third of C sharp. So if we have an E chord here, the relative minor is C sharp. Its third is right here on the bar there. So it's a D minor shape, but it's down here. Whereas if we're playing a C shape cage here, we'd convert the cage into a C shape. Then we're going to play the D minor up one fret. Now, why can we do two cages in one? Because we're really not playing, if we're doing an E chord here, we're not, the cage itself extends down here where the fifth is. So we've got so let's move along. Chart 481 is majors and minors, but again, as I just said, the minor that we're going to be playing is simply taking a major like a C major, and then we're going to be adding the minor to it. I guess we're going to jump right into 481 now. Well, excuse me, I have got a little cough. I'm getting primed. Primed. Once coffee is done, I want to get my juice going, my energy juice, whatever. My juices. So, the deal is here that once we go from a major to a minor, excuse me, what minor are we playing? Are we playing the Dorian minor? Are we playing the Aeolian minor? Or are we playing the Phrygian minor? Okay, so that's the topic of, that's an important distinction, important topic within chart 481. So let's go back to, so we don't get too confused, let's go back to 480 here. So this is simply warped P5 shapes. Now, why do we say warped? Warped is, Scotty, are we warping? Captain, we can warp. We've got warp para. We've got warp para. Para. Alright. Probable warp factor. So, here's P4 warped guitar, which is your normal guitar. Because the normal guitar is warped. What do you mean? Here's an unwarped. Here's an unwarped This is all P4. That's it. That's all P4. There's perfect fourths in between each interval. Okay? You can do it in the key of C. You can do it in the key of C too. So it'd be like. Okay, then it'd be. Okay, that's unwarped. Alright, so the reason why I had to press these notes here is because of the tuning third, the way that this is tuned. So it's only a third in between the G string and the B string. So we have to raise it up to keep our P4 patterns working for us. P4 patterns, what's that? Right over here, what do we got over here? Probably don't have a pattern stack here yet. Let me put me over here. Bass fiddle string is the imaginary string of the 5-string CFV P5 guitar. There's a lot in one sentence there. Again, the string that I said that we're not going to have, remember I said that? Let's look at, this is obviously the top-down C cage. It's in P5, and that starts on the top string now, not on the bottom. So let's put the guitar down. I'm going to take the capo off first, because as soon as I leave that capo on the guitar, I'm going to need it again. So let's draw our C. Now we have a warped. This is warped, so it's a perfect mirror image. If I had a mirror, I'd hold it up. Perfect mirror image of the guitar. So where's our C chord? Right here. 5 root 3, 5 root 3, like that. Now wait a minute. This is unwarped, so we have to warp it. Okay, now it is warped. Alright, so we can continue in line mode and find our perfectly upside down open C chord right there. You know, and as you know, this is a C chord. If we were to just take this shape here, okay, copy it, and then I'm going to put it right over here. Now I can adjust the size of this square, so don't panic. This is easy, but you can't do it in Paint. You can only do this in Earfin View. So there it is, but now I'm going to vertically flip the image. Okay, now I want, if you can deal with looking at the numbers upside down, we're going to see our C chord here. So this is the mirror right here. Okay, here is our C chord. 5 root 3, 5 open string, root, and 3. Remember, this is the fret nut of the warped. We're not going to draw a fret nut there because this is imaginary. This isn't the P5 guitar. It's a perfect mirror image. So here's our C chord. Now I need Mr. Capo back where he was. See, success is 50% perspiration, right? Here's our C chord on the guitar. 5 root 3.